Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Small Talk. Well, my guest today is one of these people who do a number of different things. He's a management consultant at La Panache. He was homeless at one time, and he's a very much a strong advocate for the homeless now as a result of what he went through. Consulting manager at KPMG Canada and a project manager senior at TransLink, a whole bunch of things. That's just awesome. Anyway, let's see if I can get his name right, even though I practiced it a little bit before I started taping. So it's time to welcome Mirza Nabeel Bing. Big.
Perfect. Big, but it's okay. It works. Mirza works.
Okay, so the first thing I want to know, if you don't mind me asking, is you're from Pakistan originally, correct?
Yes, born in Pakistan.
So what brought you to Canada?
Islamophobia part of whatever happened after 9/11 brought me to Canada, and certain conditions. The answer will not be complete if I won't say that the lifestyle or living conditions of Pakistan was also a reason which made me move to Canada. To expand on this answer is that I was working for a company and there was a training in United States, Houston, Texas. I was selected for that training. I applied for a US visa. And at that time, I had a lot of international experience. I have traveled to different countries and had many open visas of different companies on my passport. But US Embassy rejected my visa on the basis that I did not show enough ties with Pakistan and my whole family was there. But anyways, I took it as a way of rejection and rejection based on whatever the reasons were. But I was never given a chance to go and take that training. And me being career-oriented person, I realized it very quickly that this passport I need to change because it is not respected in the world. And that was the thought process which made me apply for Canadian immigration. And in a year and a half, I landed in Calgary as a federal skilled immigrant in Canada. And to answer your question, this was the reason why I chose Canada and why I came here.
Okay, so now, how did it come about that you became homeless?
When troubles come, sometimes they come from all directions. I was graduating, I was studying MBA and Master in Petroleum Engineering from University of Alberta, Edmonton. And at that time I was married. My ex was in Pakistan, I was in Canada. It was Stephen Harper government, conservatives government were there, and they were not very pro-immigrant. So when I married, the spousal immigration time was 18 months. And it took 4 years for my wife to come to Canada. So for my ex-wife to come to Canada. So in that time, there were a lot of confusions, a lot of problems of long distance relationship came in. Though the feelings were good, intentions were good from the both sides, but things didn't work out. And she came to Canada and decided to part ways. So it was, and at that time, there was an oil price crash also. Because of oil price crash, the Alberta economy just got devastated. So I did not have any financial hope because the only thing I knew was oil and gas.
Right.
And there was no market for that anymore because there were no projects going on. My love life or my marital life was destroyed. I felt betrayed. Like if you were not happy with me, you could have left me in Pakistan. But coming here and then leaving, I felt a little bit betrayed. Heartbreak was of course there, and all these stresses accumulated in making me marijuana, drugs, like weed. And that aggravated my situation and I ended up on the streets.
Right. Now, how long were you homeless?
I don't exactly remember the dates, but it's over a year. Over a year. And I was homeless in Vancouver. I was homeless in Toronto. I was homeless in Ottawa.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Now, how did you get out of being in that situation?
It was not good. It was painful. It was life of despair, life of no hope. Like I gave an example to someone. I was talking to a person and I was like, if I take all your hope away that you will one day become a CEO of that company,
Yeah.
it will be very difficult for you to leave the bed next day because you don't have any hope. And this is how they live. This is how they feel. They don't have any hope. The society haven't given them any hope to do that. So of course, they will sit all day, do drugs and drink alcohol and do
Sure.
crimes and all that stuff. So till the time I did not had hope, I was unable to come out of it. But one night, and I will mention that night, there was a thunderstorm in Toronto, and I had no money and I had no place to stay. So I thought I'll walk to a shelter. That shelter was close to in the direction of Brampton, from Mississauga to Brampton, and it was a 7 to 8 kilometers walk for me. Uh, it was minus 40 degrees, and anyways, after 2 hour, 2.5 hour of long walk, I finally reached the shelter. Now the shelters have timings. They allocate beds first come first serves, and the allocation time is maybe 2 hours from 7 to 9. So by the time I reached there, the time was over, and they have allocated all the beds. So I requested them that, okay, it's too cold, let me sleep on the floor. But they rejected that. They said that no, it's not their policy to allow someone to sleep on the floor. So they asked me to leave. Here I would like to question something. Like, I was a human being.
Yeah.
There was minus 40 outside. They could have given me a taxi ticket to go to a nearest shelter. There was no other nearest shelter nearby, but I was not given that. I asked for it, but I was rejected. So anyways, I had trust in God. I started walking, and I walked to a strip mall nearby. And there I found a place where there was less air, so I just lied down there. Then I realized that when your body is moving, is in motion, it stays warm. But when you stand or you sit down, it starts getting cold. And after sitting there for an hour or so, I realized that I will not be able to survive that night. It was very cold. The coldness went through from my clothes. It was I could feel it's going to my bones. And hundreds of people passed by that place. No one called 911. No one asked and come, do you need anything? And no one said anything. So anyways, after some time, an old homeless guy and a street working girl, which some people call prostitutes, they were passing by. They looked at me. They attended me. They took care of me, and that's how I survived that night.
Wow.
And I realized that night. At that time, I didn't realize. At that time, I was thinking, "Oh God, these people have more humanity left in them than the other ones." But gradually, as evolution happened, I realized that in a subtle way, God has showed me how to remove homelessness. And yes, and that's what made me start my businesses, which I started. That I need some money to end homelessness and some resources, and which I will create on my own. But I think that I know how to end this problem for once and for all. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's quite interesting, to see somebody who's down so low, then to be able to pick themselves up like you do, and I know from talking to you previously that you do help, very involved with helping the homeless, right? And so what do you do? What is it that or how do you try to help them?
So I'll explain what we have done so far. So on June 7th, I had an interview. A connection introduced me to a guy who works in radio, Shehzad, and he took my interview on a radio. It was in Urdu or Hindi, whatever you want to say. They're similar languages while speaking. So since that interview, over 1,800 people have added me on my social media handles. And the result of that interview, it kickstarted everything for us. It showed me the power of media. It showed me the power of speaking your story. It showed me that how fast and easy the work can be done. So since June 7th, I have gathered a team of close to 20 individuals. who are ready to work on this cause with me, who are ready to fight for homelessness. Uh, we have been in talks with and close to an agreement with a creative studio who has agreed to create a Netflix-style documentary on my life story and homelessness. They will fund, promote, invest in that, and they will share profits with us. We have done the team I talked about. There are many notable people in that team. My mentor is in there. My marketing professor is in that team. They're very highly educated, qualified PhDs, project managers, marketers. People are like this in there. Activists are there. Speakers are there. So it's a good mix. So I think in 1 month, and my wife was my business partner as well. So she's part of this and she's totally in and she totally is involved in everything. So I think it's a good achievement. We are talking today. I had a meeting with another organization. I will not take the name because I don't know what the privacy laws are, but I had a meeting with them. They are one of the biggest private players in homelessness domain. And they agreed on further collaboration and further communication with us. So and there are some other organizations we are talking to. So I think in 1 month we have come along a long way. I never thought while giving that interview that today I will be standing here and explaining all these achievements. Like we are having a feeling that few years ago, 5-6 years ago, when I was becoming homeless, everything in my life was turning downwards or negative. Now there is a total different experience. Everything is turning positive. Everything we are touching is turning into gold. We are receiving such a good response from everywhere. In my locality, there are a lot of homeless people who sit here. Whenever I go to McDonald's, there's a McDonald's nearby. I can take the name, or McDonald's name is fine. Can I take it? Okay, so anyways, so I go to them and I drink my coffee from there. And there are a lot of homeless people. I go to them, I ask them, what do you need? And initially they were like this, that they were shy that, okay, I'll just take one coffee, or I'm like, no, take your meal, take whatever you want. And now, sir, they're so glad, and now they know me. And whenever I come, they become happy. So see, this is how easy it is. Now I'm training some people how to leave drugs. I'm training people how to be happy. This is how easy it has been, but society just refused to do it. And I don't know why. And they just stopped looking at them as human. Like me and you are having a conversation. Why can't you have a conversation with a homeless person? Why not? Is he not human?
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. I see homeless quite often, and if sometimes they don't look, but if they look at me, I always smile and say hello. And I've asked a few if I could help them that I didn't have what they needed. But one of the things I just want to touch on while you're doing that, at the same time, you're a management consultant at La Panache, right?
Yeah.
So you're working, is that, what exactly is that about?
So I have two businesses. One is, which I explained, the non-profit business. Its name is La Panache Homelessness Elimination Society, LPHES. Okay. So that's my non-profit business, which I own, and that has a team of 20 plus people. And this is the documentary, and what we're doing is in that domain, hopefully. The other business I have is La Panache Consulting. And that's my for-profit business.
Right.
That business provide culture management support to different organizations, that how we can manage or evolve an organization culture. So like services like gender equality, like women empowerment and all that stuff. So things like this I do those under this umbrella. And I also have a personal consulting revenue stream. Once my website will be ready, which should be ready soon. Once it is ready, you will see that I have a revenue line of personal consulting. But lately, since I got to know that we can make money through network documentary and this way, I have made that line free of cost as well. So if anyone, you or anyone of your viewers see me on the street and you need an advice, come talk to me. I don't charge for that. Knowledge should be given free of cost. People should not charge for that. I believe that.
Very good. Now, what is KPMG?
KPMG is one of the big four consulting firms. They do audits and they do infrastructure advisory. It's like the big fours are like McKinsey, Deloitte, KPMG, and PwC.
Okay.
So these are the four big companies in the world who do accounting practices.
Right. Okay.
EY, yeah, EY maybe. So it's my previous company where I worked.
All right. So if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, what would the best way to do that?
The best way to get a hold of me, I don't mind giving my phone number, but I have been advised against that.
Yeah, I do.
That you never know who and what to do. And I have a like marital life. I don't want to get it disturbed. But the best way to get me, you can email me, you can join you can make me a friend request on Facebook or even LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
I have my channel on YouTube, I for Intellectuals. My company pages, Panache Consulting, exist on LinkedIn and on Facebook. I would do mention here on Facebook, lately I have started noticing that there are some scammers and who are adding me or who are just like bugging me. So Facebook, every day like 20-30 people add me and I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I just start conversation with someone who sends me a message and wants to start a conversation, but very quickly majority of those people will ask me to buy crypto or buy this thing or buy that thing. So Facebook is not the best methodology. If it is something serious or if someone really wants to ask something or help in a way or in like something serious to talk about, then I will say use my email address,
Okay.
which is support@la-panache.ca. So support@la-panache.ca.
Okay.
That's the most thing we do. Write me an email.
I'll put that when I do this under your name. I'll put your email address and that.
Okay, please do that. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to stop you there. Thank you for coming on the show and explaining it. I just think that it's pretty awesome, to go from being homeless to then being a management and a consultant and starting a nonprofit. I think that's very powerful thing to do.
Yeah, praise to the God.
Yeah, not everybody does something like that. It's hard to take a negative and turn it into a positive for a lot of people. So I can commend you for doing that. I think that's awesome. And just stay on camera for a second. I want to talk to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this interview. And if you don't connect with Mizra, at least look at the homeless as if they are people, real people with the feelings and cares and needs, just like the rest of us. A simple thing that somebody mentioned not long ago, he was out and he saw a couple of homeless people that were full of mosquito bites. So he gave them mosquito repellent spray. Just something simple like that. You can't always afford to help them in other ways, but that's just something that's easy to do. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching the show. I hope you subscribe and like and share and all of the good things. And take care, everybody, and peace out.
A sense of community, Chilliwack's a place to be. A sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's a place to be, you'll see.